we have a presentation from our lead sponsors without whom this event would not have been possible. So I'd like to take this opportunity to invite Nikhil Arora, Managing Director, India of Intuit, on stage to take us through and give us a brief of their work within the Indian startup ecosystem. Over to you, Nikhil.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me? All right, great. First of all, I want to congratulate the organizers for putting such a wonderful show. I think it's a great setup. Please give a round of applause to ET Now for putting such a great setup here. My name is Nikhil Arora, and I'm the Managing Director for Intuit India. And my role is to develop a strategic roadmap and the product roadmap for Intuit in India. I just want to ask from a raise of hands, how many startups are there in the room today? Quite a few. Great, great. So I used to be an entrepreneur in my previous life. I used to run a company of 75 employees, about $1 million in revenues. And I understand the pain and the passion you guys feel when you start a company. The degree of market uncertainty the startups deal with today is very, very high. And having been through that journey, and I'm now working for Intuit, I share a common passion of making sure that how do we create that platform for startups to succeed. Intuit in India started in 2005, and our journey has been very, very experimental. Our founder believes in a philosophy called customer-driven innovation, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Customer-driven innovation is a very, very broad term, and in fact, I just Googled the word innovation before I came on stage, and I got 25 definitions. And the way Intuit defines innovation is very simple: customer-centric innovation. Listen to your customers and fall in love with their problems. Look and discover the tasks they are performing, which they like and which they don't like, and come up with a solution. But you don't need to come up with a perfect solution. Come up with a solution which is minimum viable solution, and bring your customers in the kitchen and develop that solution. So that's the philosophy Intuit is rooted in, and you'll see through the presentation some of the examples we're going to walk through. Our founder, Scott Cook, he calls Intuit as an 8,000 people startup. And the way Intuit was founded was that one day he was sitting in his home, and his wife was balancing his checkbooks. We all go through that. And we all go through the moments when we have that discussion with our wives, whether we've balanced it correctly or not. So Scott used to observe his wife spending hours and hours balancing the checkbooks, trying to get that information. Do we have enough money? Don't we have enough money to pay the bills? And he figured out that there's got to be a better way. So he went on this path of talking to other wives. He used his sister-in-law, he used his other friends to ask them, do you guys go through the same problem? And he found out the answer was yes. And he said, there's got to be a better way. And going through this journey, he came up with a product called Quicken, which was the first financial management product for consumers in the US. And it was an astronomical example that Quicken today is still one of the leading products being used in America. And also, I think there were about 47 companies before Quicken was established in that market. But what Scott did was understood the customer empathy. So Intuit today is $3.9 billion in revenues. We're positively impacting the financial lives of about 50 million consumers. I just wanted to share a couple of proof points on how we help small businesses. The gentleman before me talked about SME. One of the famous quotes when I used to work at an SME was, they told me there are 3 attributes of an SME: survival, motivation, and enterprising. And the way we have been able to successfully penetrate that market in the US is helping them be more profitable, helping them be more successful, because that customer centricity is the core of Intuit's philosophy. Another example is accountants. We're helping them be 20% more productive, because accountants also are equal and most important trusted partners of an SMB and on consumers. And India especially, when you think of India, who do we go to as a small business owner when we have an issue? Our accountants. Who do we ask for any advice? Our accountants. So Intuit's philosophy, again, is deeply rooted in customer empathy and going to the root of the problem and bringing customer in that path of journey to developing the solutions versus coming up with a fully baked solution. For those of you who are healthy freaks here, pizza is a good example, but two salad example could be another one. We believe in forming small teams. Innovation is the core of Intuit, but we believe in rapid experimentation. Start with a small team, go broad, and then go deep, which means come up with a hypothesis, go out and do rapid experimentation, and if it fails, it fails. We know 1 out of 10 ideas fail, but that's a good thing because had we not tried, we wouldn't have known whether it's successful or not. So I think the approach of changing direction, but being grounded in your original belief is very important. And we have been able to follow this approach in India in 3 different products, and we're going to share that example in a minute. We at Intuit have a philosophy of internalizing that approach of innovation. 100% of our employees have something called 10% unstructured time. What that means that they can spend their time working on any idea, any problem for the relevant customer segment we serve. We also have a forum called Brainstorm, which has produced 5,500 ideas, which has resulted in about 300 products or features which have been commercialized. So think of us as, again, an 8,000 people startup, still groundly and very well rooted in that culture of innovate fast, do rapid experimentation. If it fails because we celebrate failure as much as we celebrate success. So in India, our strategy and our philosophy is very simple. We are in India, for India, to help SMBs win. And if SMBs win, we win because that's the nerve center of our system. That's the customer segment we serve, and we want them to win, but we want them to win in an inclusive way. We want to work with the SMBs in a way where they are helping us get to the solution instead of us bringing that solution. One of the approaches we use is something called Follow Me Homes. Now, Follow Me Homes is a process where we would go and spend hundreds of hours at the Panwala shop, at the Kinaras, at the Sari shop, and at the designer shop, which my wife loves quite a bit. And what we do is we sit down and we observe both what customer is doing and customer is not doing. So instead of going and asking the customer, what we're doing is we're just observing the customer. We have done over 5,000 Follow Me Homes in India. I personally do about 100 of them each year, 100 hours of Follow Me Home. And what that results is for us to get an understanding of that unarticulated need, unarticulated problem, which you will never get if you ask them. But then you circle back with them and say, here's what I observed. Is that really a problem? Is that really a pain point? And that has resulted in phenomenal solutions for us in the Indian market. I'm going to share with you a quick video which will highlight some of these products we have developed through this Follow Me approach. We saw the problem, we observed the problem, worked with the customers, and then came up with the solution. Could we have the audio visual, please?